Are we live? Are we live? I think we're live. It looks like we're live. See? No, that's not it. Yeah, we're live. Definitely live. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Let's play a song, as we like to do. I apologize for anyone who's been waiting. Has anyone been waiting for this? No. Didn't say. Well, I can't see if anyone was waiting, but to my usual 0 watchers, we actually have subscribers now, it says. More than before. I know we've always had a few subscribers. So I was going to do this stream. Wait, hold on. Let's do the music first.
Allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain. Fais la passe à Guitoun, cours, 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 cours. Fais la passe à Dupont, cours, cours, cours. J'ai dit fais la passe à Guitoun, cours, 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 cours. Et fais la passe à Dupont. Qui fera tomber tes coris, qui fera tomber Movaca, qui fera tomber tes coris, qui fera tomber Movaca, qui va plaquer Cyril Bay, qui va plaquer Famounia, qui va plaquer Cyril Bay, qui va plaquer Famounia. Allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain. Fais la coupe à la UG, laisse la barbe à la UG. Fais la coupe à la UG, laisse la barbe à la UG. Fais la coupe à la UG, laisse la barbe à la UG. Cheveux plaqués en arrière, fais la coupe à la UG. Qui court plus vite que Colby, 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 qui court plus vite que Colby. Personne, à part Bonneval derrière les filles. Allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade. Max Médard, tu le sais bien, on respecte les anciens. Max Médard, tu le sais bien, on respecte les anciens. Et Max Médard, tu le sais bien, on respecte les anciens. Max Médard, tu le sais bien, on respecte les anciens. Allez Ramos, transformation, transformation, allez Ramos, transformation, transformation, allez Ramos, transformation, transformation, allez Ramos, transformation, transformation. Et les fers marchands, ils te cassent les dents, ils te cassent les dents. Et les fers marchands, ils te cassent les dents, ils te cassent les dents. Et Yentamac, ils te cassent les jambes, ils te cassent les jambes. Et Yentamac, ils te cassent les jambes, ils te cassent les jambes.
Allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain,
allez le stade toulousain, allez le stade toulousain. Le bouclier de Brennus, place du Capitole. 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 La famille, big up à tout le monde, tous les remplaçants, tous ceux qui jouent pas, tout le staff, on est avec vous. Big Flurry pour le stade toulousain. Petite connerie en direct de Toulouse. Ramenez le bouclier à la maison.
All right, that was awesome. Love those guys. Hopefully we don't get a copyright strike. Okay, so I wrote some stuff in the show notes. I still might do a serious show. Let's see. There were a few things. So let's start with what we are going to do. We're going to do not what's in the show notes first. Because I want to. We're going to play a video game today. And I'm going to leave it up to your imagination why. we will play this video game, but if you know, you know. I am thrilled to be playing this game today. All right, so we have some other agenda items here. Uh-oh. How do I get this on the right screen? Are we going to play down here? I don't know about that. No, we got to get it up here. Okay. So I was supposed to do this show at RubyConf on location where Home Alone 2 was filmed, which I don't think that was on purpose for any particular reason. But again, if you know, you know. What we would have seen, and we still may see at the end of the episode, is a little walkthrough of, well, two things I wanted to show here. Hold on a second, let me figure out how to, I guess I can do volume knob here, so you don't hear my speakers so badly. That changes. No, it's still playing through. All right, mute that completely. So, all over the place today. Sorry, guys. And gals and everyone. All right. So when I wrote the show notes, I thought what we would do is go through my GitHub contributions histories and celebrate, because I had done this on my own here. I noticed something about my GitHub contributions, so I'm going to show you what I noticed first. Does anyone remember what happened in December, January, February? I will give you a hint. Weaveworks went out of business. Okay, so if you've ever gone back and looked at my contribution history, I'm going to do this really fast because I put it in the show notes and I said we were going to do it. I don't really want to do this anymore because it's not as fun as, like, I don't want to do this for the whole show. But there's lots of cool stuff in here that I've worked on over the years. And if you go all the way back, you can see when I created my GitHub account. And this is not my first GitHub account, so I'm not going to go look at the other ones. I wanted to see when I created my GitHub account, first of all. And that's what got me on this tangent to begin with. But what happened in January, February, March, well, it was really December, was Weaveworks went out of business, and I lost my job, if everyone remembers. I did a show around that time, and I made a big, it wasn't public information, so I really couldn't talk about it. But I did make a big show of saying, Flux Bug Scrub isn't canceled. And I wanted to try to keep it light because I'm sure I'll be fine. That was the underlying thread. It's like, this is really hard to deal with. I'm sure I'll be fine. But one thing I didn't realize at the time, you can see this week or two period here, mostly. Well, this is my anniversary here, March 19th. Yeah, and what you can see the week before and after is I didn't do any work for almost 2 weeks on GitHub, at least. Didn't do any work. But what you can see about the rest of the year is it doesn't really look all that different from when I was working. I mean, if you go back far enough, it does look like things actually started to drop off for me on GitHub before Weaveworks even closed. And at some point here, I was down to 50% time, so they should have dropped off here. They by all rights should have. But what it looks like to me is I never really, like, if you look back, it kind of looks like for a while I had weekends, and then I just didn't really have weekends anymore. I didn't really stop working either. I did take a couple of vacations, and that was nice. This one we were in the Keweenaw Peninsula. That's the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, for those who are not in the Midwest or who've never heard of that term. Copper Harbor is absolutely beautiful. Keweenaw Mountain Lodge, highly recommended if you ever have an opportunity to go up there. But I did get a new job recently, and I'm really excited about that. I'm not going to tell you where. You can find out on your own. I don't want to be... I didn't come here to talk about that today. But I did want to... That was the main point of going over my contribution history, was to show anyone who's really paying attention. I know I have lots of viewers, right? Was to show you all that I don't really remember taking a break in any meaningful sense. So I'm actually making it a point now that I have a job. I have had some various things to work on over the year, and some of them paid. It's been, I'm not going to say it's been a tough year financially for me. Again, if you know, you know. Things are okay. Like I'm really all right. The hardest things for me were the loss of community, the loss of my dog. If you remember Luna, we got a new dog, Fiona, and we're actually getting a new dog next weekend. Another new dog, Buddy, for Fiona. His name is Boris. I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, the other thing we were going to show this week, or 2 weeks ago, I sat down at RubyConf, and I swear I did all of this, but I forgot to push. I forgot to push the start go live button. So I had. I was sending frames to YouTube, and they were going into the Bitbucket. So that's embarrassing. I'll try not to do that again. But what I wanted to show everyone was there was a Reddit post. I can't go on Reddit right now because it's blocked by my home network. But a Reddit post where someone asked about how to do a simple thing like deploy my app, and I had a list of, you probably don't just want to deploy your app. If you're using GitOps, you want to continuously deploy your app, right? So you want to build new images. You want to record those new images somewhere using a technique like Flux image update automation. I'm just going to unblock Reddit here for a second so we can see the post that I'm talking about. One moment. It's going to take a second for this to take effect. Reddit. Give me access to Reddit. Okay, so we'll come back to that when I think we can go to Reddit. But all right, so there were two things we were going to see today, and what we're actually going to do first before we spend any real amount of time on either of those things is we're going to go to orbit of Kerbin. I really like Kerbal Space Program. I haven't played much in a long time, but I started playing again this morning, and it's like getting on a bicycle. Like it's really not. I noticed there have been a lot of changes since I played last. Like there have been a lot of updates. I noticed like you can shoot off fireworks from your rocket now. There's a bunch of stuff. It's still Kerbal Space Program 1 though. We're not going to play KSP2. I don't have KSP2. Maybe sometime soon I'll get it. So I'm gonna take this down here because I don't want you to have to see all of my Reddit comments. But I have one I want you to see. Someone asked, About what is drip coffee? What is a pour over? That's not it. That's not it. No. Voting issues. No. About 2 weeks ago. Right here. Yeah, we go. How do I deploy my app? That's sort of what the question was. On Hetzner Cloud. I'm on Kubernetes. All right. I'm a Kubernetes newbie. I've deployed Kubernetes for the first time on, doesn't really matter where, it's Kubernetes. What do I do? And there was some feedback here. I wrote a couple of comments. We got this thread here. This is where it started. Someone who is from, I'm not sure who this is, from the original Deus Workflow team posted, well, what you really want is Deus Workflow. You want git push to deploy. And I love Deus Workflow. I love Heffy Workflow, the fork. So I had to chime in and say, yes, you can actually still use Deus Workflow, but it's kind of janky, and you don't really need all that is the bottom line. But I didn't want to say that because I came here to celebrate the Deus Workflow comment, and it turned out to be a contributor. So we had a little bit of reminiscing there while I was at RubyConf, and then I decided to comment again and say, hey, actually, you know what? You don't actually need Deus Workflow. You can just use GitOps, right? So here's the comment. And here are the questions that I addressed in the video that never posted. But there's a couple of repositories. If you have never seen my stream before, these things might be interesting. I've gone through this sort of stuff before. I don't think I've ever done image update automation in detail. So there is an image update automation in detail here, and it's kind of complicated. I'm not going to try to go through it today. I don't think so. Maybe if I go for a long time, but I'm probably going to be tired after I go to orbit with you all. But the basics are, there's really two parts to any GitOps deployment, at least two. It's two parts, assuming you have a cluster and an app, unless you really foresee zero growth in the future, in which case then you're welcome to put it all into one repository. But if you're trying to build a mono repo, I mean, Flux can do that, sure, and there are ways to make it better even without breaking the repository apart, but I feel like most apps are in their own repo unless you've contorted yourself to build the app in a mono repo for some reason, like for business purpose. Sometimes there's a good reason to do that, but anyway, it's really just a few things you need to know to get started here. Build your app here, and I am going to go through this a little bit because I actually linked to this video in the comment, and someone might read it at some point. I don't think anyone read this comment, or if they did, they definitely did not vote it because of all the mess here. The fact that I didn't actually record the video. So you got to build your image, and that means a tagging strategy. There are some notes in the Flux docs about tagging approach, but the short version is you have to actually build a unique tag for each image, and they should be sortable in a way, like lexicographically sortable. They should be either a serial number or a timestamp or something that you can put in order without relying on metadata to tell you what order they go into. And there's a reason for that, but again, I'm not going to go into it. How do I install from a Helm chart? In case you have gone to the trouble of building a Helm chart, or in case you plan to distribute your app with configuration that you expect the users to be able to do, like with a sensible default configuration Helm install makes things a lot easier. A lot of people expect a Helm chart. You don't actually have to build a Helm chart for your app, but I always like to cover this because a lot of people aren't building an app. They just want to install something on their Kubernetes cluster. They don't know what yet. They're going to go out and find something, and chances are it has a Helm chart. So that's an important part of the guide. Automation goes with Helm chart. You can use Semver automation to deploy the latest version. So you don't have to go in and manually update your Git definition of the Helm release to get a newer version. And there's automation you can use in case you need the audit trail. So you can actually manifest an update in the Git repo without manually doing it. Maybe in a method where you have a pull request that you have to merge in order to deploy the thing. There's another tangent we could go on. Posted on a cargo thread today. Cargo with a K. I actually think in a future episode, possibly the next episode, we're going to do cargo on cargo, because there's two cargo tools. One is made by a person who I used to work with, and one is made by a person who I work with now. And they're both spelled with a K, and I think that's fine. Cargo on cargo. No one will be confused by this, I promise. Because they're two orthogonal tools. Is that orthogonal or perpendicular? I don't know. Before we go too deeply into the app, we should talk about Flux and the Flux user experience, which by default is a little bit slow because there's some configuration you need to do in order to make it faster. And the easiest way to make it faster is to just set the interval shorter. But even then, you need a little bit of help if you don't want to spend a lot of time reading the guide. And I would like to make, I actually have plans to make a few blog posts in the very near future, probably this month, like this coming month, where we'll cover some of this stuff. So like, I would like for there to be a series of blog posts that you can read, that I can point people to and say, new Flux user, just read these things first, because I want you to have a good experience. And like, honestly, the docs should do that, but the docs are really obligated to cover all of the features. Hopefully we can come back and make the docs better later so that they actually guide you to the good user experience. But there's a balance you have to strike in docs writing, because, you know, a lot of people aren't going to read the docs. So you have to have a sort of minimum viable experience that comes out of the box without reading. Like, that's what Helm install is for, but Flux is usually not installed with Helm. You can install Flux with Helm today. It's called Flux Operator, but I digress. That's really neither here nor there. One more thing, image update automation, right? You can use this with Helm charts nowadays, thanks to OCI Helm. And you can use it with OCI even without Helm, thanks to OCI Artifact in Flux. So you get kind of similar experience, except without the configure bits. If you just want to release an app that doesn't require any configuration and deploy it, I think that's what we'll do when we actually do this in earnest. That's not really the topic of today's stream. It should be the topic of a future stream, I think. But I really want to get on to the video game. So we're going to play a video game. And I hope you didn't come here for that content from this link. Sorry if you did. Maybe you'll like the video game. I don't know. We're going to... I think we covered everything well enough that I can move on to the video game without guilt. We're just going to play a video game now. And wonder if it looks like that because I did something wrong starting, or because, let's see, hopefully the UI doesn't look like that. Yeah, it's better now. Okay. I started a new game this morning here, so we're day 1. 1 hour in. I've made a good bit of science and spent it already. I've followed Matt Lown for long enough to know that it's pretty easy to get a lot of science up front. So if you look at my R&D, even though I've only done a few launches, I've already got a pretty substantial chunk of the tech tree. How do I zoom out here and show you? I mean, there's a lot of tech tree that I haven't covered yet, but I've got basic science and I've got advanced rocketry. I've got at least tail fin that's better than the basic canard. The basic canard, where here, this one, basic fin. There's like, these are new parts. I don't remember there being a parachute at all, and I don't remember you needing to use a EVA jetpack part. That's all new to me. And then somewhere in here I got fireworks. Is it up here? Yeah, star shot. Maybe we'll blast off some fireworks in orbit. I don't know. That would be cool. So we're going to take the ship I already built. We're just going to go as far as we can. See if we can do a mission. I know there's a bunch of missions I already picked up. Let's see if any of them are more pressing than others. The one mission I really want to do is orbit Kerbin. I think that's going to be our second flight. Here, let's see. I want to make sure you can hear the audio because they're so cute. But I don't want it to overpower my voice, so, and I don't want it to be just coming through the microphone. Hopefully that sounds good. I don't really have a monitor audio. I should probably have a monitor audio. Maybe I should just turn my microphone up a little bit so that you can definitely hear me. Here, which one is it? I think it's this one. Microphone, microphone. Yeah, I am not sure where is the best place to put the microphone or which part you're supposed to speak into. I'm sure it's the front. Yeah, okay. So, let's play. We have to test a heat shield landed. 1.25. I thought I did that already. Is that the little one? Alright, so that's one we can definitely do. Drogue chutes. I haven't built anything with drogue chutes yet. Hull Rove Max. Rove Max Model 2. I think that's just a... like a wheel. I don't think it's anything... Alright, so none of these missions are particularly urgent. They all expire in over a year. We're not going to spend that long on the game today. We might not even make it into orbit. But I want to make sure I have all of the, let's see, upgrades I need. can't afford any of these upgrades, so that's going to have to be... we could upgrade the runway, but I haven't built a plane yet, so that's not going to be very useful. Alright, so here is the ship I built. Science Flight 2. I built a couple of ships to get to the point where we could... Let's see, can I delete that one? Here, let's play. Alright, so I oriented this ship towards Engineers Overlook, which is to the that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? To the south, I think. I don't think we want to go south. I'm gonna go east because that's the direction that the orbit will naturally take us in. So I have to figure out which direction is east first. So that's north. That's east. Oh, I guess we want to go west, right? That makes more sense. If the sun sets in the west, that's... Well, wait a minute. No, I think we want to go east. Alright, so we have to go back to the VAB. But we're... Alright, right now we're oriented... I know the easiest way to fly this thing is to just push it to the right. And if the right isn't in the right direction, then you're going to have a problem. I mean, you could push it to the left if you're oriented in the right direction. But you've got your surface and your orbital. So I think I just need to turn it 1/8 turn clockwise. That makes sense. So we're going to try that, and then we're going to try to fly east. I think this is east. 90 should be east. My directional sense is not like that. That's west, though, isn't it? Like if north is there, then that would be south, and then this would be west, and that's east. I don't think we want to go west. I think we want to go east. So we're going to do that 1/8 turn clockwise. How do I know? Clockwise. Clockwise. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay, rotate the whole thing. That looks right. And I think we want I don't think that's right. We want one of these fins to be on our backside, so I think I have to go down here and rotate then from here down. So that we're oriented in the right direction. Fun fact, y'all probably know this, but the word orient is the same as the word orient because they used to put their map, they're going east because that was the only way they could go. The European explorers, they were as far west as they could be, or the British were there. I don't know if they were British yet. At that time they were probably Gauls, or like you don't want to go that direction. There's not much land there, but there's tons of land east. Go as far east as you want, as far as you can. All right, I think I also want there's a few few things I know. I don't know a lot about rockets, but I do know a little. And one is that it has to be, you have to pay attention to your center of mass. Your center of mass should be below the middle. If you want to fly up, then your center of mass should be down. Otherwise, you'll probably tip over. And then the other thing that's important is your center of lift should be at least at the center of mass. It can be higher. I think it can be higher. I've already flown this, so I'm pretty sure it works, but we made some adjustments now, so let's see. Did that point it in the right direction? And if so, let's see how close to orbit we can get. I know we actually need a bit more delta V than this, but it does look like we can just tip ourselves to the right and go east. So let's try it. And actually, because of the rotation of the planet, we don't need to tip ourselves right away, and we can try to do a gravity turn, I think, is the way that you should do this. So let's give it a shot. Here we go. We've got a pilot here. He is a pilot, not an engineer. We don't actually need throttle for this step, so it's a solid booster. Then we got a couple of stages. This one will get us a little higher, and then once we're up, I think we can start to go out. That's the idea. So the higher up we get in the beginning, the more efficient this burn will be, but we actually have to have a minimum of like 3,500 meters per second to get into orbit. So this isn't going to get us there, but it should get us pretty far. Well, hopefully we'll get to the other side of the planet. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, see, I think this is wrong. We are going east. I think that's okay. I'm pointing prograde because I want to go up. And I know, yeah, this is east. I think this is somehow inverted because of the way it is. I would like to start over because it's very jarring for me to fly to the left. That doesn't make any sense in my brain. So I'm going to do a little start over. Hope that's okay. And I'm going to change one other thing too. Excuse me. Alright, we're going to turn the whole thing 180 degrees, and then I think we're good because I want a fin on top. I don't know why I need a fin on top, or if that is even correct, but that's where I want the fin. So rotate. Oops. Want to rotate the root here. And I don't want the fins like this. I want the fin... think that's how I want it. All right, and then the one other thing I want to change is I want to put a thrust limiter on these. I want these to burn longer. Maybe that's not efficient. I think it is though, because the more in the atmosphere you are, the less your thrust is going to be effective. But you kind of have to, I don't know. We're doing an experiment. It doesn't matter. It's a video game. Let's give it another shot. All right, we're oriented the right way now. Our 90 here is east. That is there. And I'm not sure if we have more or less before. I'm not gonna use SAS until we're up a little bit. Yeah. So I only know a little bit about this. I know I don't want to go past 10 degrees until I am sufficiently up and out of the atmosphere. And actually, I think that's exactly where I want it to be until I get higher up. I think this is perfect. So we're going to look at the apoapsis. Oh. We had a goal. If we wanted to go north, that might be a useful thing to do. We could try that. I want to get this up to 70,000 at least. And it looks like we are going to make it in our solid stage if I don't tip over too much here. Ah, damn. Okay, perfect. Here. Now we want to try to get into orbit. We only have 1,371 meters per second. We're not going to make it. That's okay. Just point ourselves towards that waypoint and wait until about T-minus 13 seconds, and then we're going to start the burn. Maybe we can get some science while we're up here. Nope, not that way. A little bit. Oh shit. Try not to wobble it too much. Alright, so let's see if there are any missions we can do. I don't think so. This might be a waste. We should probably go north. We should go north, and we should take our readings in high Kerbin orbit. Before we get up into outside of the atmosphere. I guess it's low Kerbin orbit. All right, so we're going to ditch that stage. We've got our heat shield. We can do one mission actually. If we land somewhere. Did it say we had to be landed? Yeah, we have to be landed. So are we going to land somewhere? I think we're going to land in the middle of the ocean. I don't think that counts. No. So, all right, we're going to start over. We're going to go north because we can complete at least 2 missions that way. Now, I think what I should do, since we're going east, is to take this rocket here, this here rocket, and turn it, that's east, that's north, 1/4 turn counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. And I think that will get us going north if I tip over to the right again. And let's test that theory. Yes, north. All right, so is that actually north? It sure looks north. So we've got at least 2 objectives here. We've got a parachute we want to test. Let's see here, this is low speed. All right. I think we're at the part limit, so we can't actually just add more parts. Wait a minute. I want to go back. I do want to go back. Revert to VAB. See if we're actually at the part limit. I think there are some parts we can ditch. We probably don't need... Oops. I think there are a few parts we don't need. Where does the... cargo. I don't think we need this parachute or the EVA pack. We're not going to do... Well, we might do an EVA, but I don't think we're going to need the parachute because we need a more different parachute. Sorry, Jeb. I know that's for your safety. I know that you probably think that you need that. Okay. Radial mount drogue chute, radial mount parachute. Which one is the mission for? All right, so I think that's the part that we could test. This is a more expensive, larger part. So I need this to slow me down enough to finish this mission, because I've tested this already. We won't be this slow at that altitude. No way, no how, unless we have something else to slow us down first. And that's this one. So I think there's a chance. Oh, okay. Here, yeah. There's a lower. They want us to test it lower and higher. So I think we can test it at 15,000. Probably slow down enough to test this one. Then we can get those 2 missions out of the way, and we can figure out how to achieve this test later. But we're going to try to finish this, and this mission. All right, and then next mission, we'll figure out what to do with the hammer. Do we already have a hammer? We want to get the hammer into higher orbit, so we might move the parts around a little bit. We might use some longer liquid fuel booster, some liquid fuel at lower. Maybe we'll do some spaghetti stage. I don't know. We'll figure out how to get hammer into orbit or suborbital trajectory, and then we'll see if we can use that to actually go to orbit, and we'll use it to bring some fuel so we can get back out of orbit as well. But let's get started here. I think we're good to go now. Oh, I actually have to add this chute somewhere, right? I almost forgot. I wonder if we need more than one to make this work. Oh well, we'll find out. We will find out. I think this looks like we're not pointed the right direction to me, but I think we must be. We need another stage here. Oops. For our drogue chute, then our final chute. And now we're over the part limit. What the hell? Did I already add it? Did I forget to take something out? I really thought I did take that out. Is it symmetry or something? What happened? Oh, wait, no, I added another stage. Did that add another part? No? So where did the extra part come from? I know I took a part out. Does that not count as a part? Oh, it's just cargo. All right, well, we've already got the science, I think, out of this barometer. We'll get a lot more science from the Science Junior if we deploy it in low orbit. Also doesn't count as a part. That's great. Cool. Does that mean we can't actually use it? I don't know. Anything else we need before we go north? Try to complete 4 missions at once. We have to make money, folks. We have to make money. That's what we're doing. Give me fucking money. Okay. We've got who we want for this flight. Let's give it a shot. I need a better chair. I don't know if you all noticed. I don't know how you would notice here. I actually totally reconfigured my office, so you still can't notice, can you? The good news is I can do, no, I can't do this either. You can't see behind the curtain. I'm sorry. That's where the server rack is now. Instead of over there, that's where it was. But in the previous configuration, it would have been over there. And I was reaching over there. Anyway, video game. Sorry. Squirrel. But I think this configuration is better for my posture, but I think I need a better chair also, because it's really, this is not a, I mean, it's a low back chair. I think this is what they told me to use. I've been doing physical therapy for a couple of reasons. Mainly for this tension in my neck. Got a pain in my neck, folks. And it's you. No. All right, let's go. Wait, it is wrong. I don't know how we got turned around like this. North should be to the right. Let's fix it. All right, yeah, so I don't know how to read this, but I'm gonna assume that's north. I don't know, is that right? Let's just give it a shot. See if we can get it right. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like we needed. Is that going to point us the right direction if we tip over to the right? Yes, perfect. Okay. Now I need that waypoint. Let's look at the missions. We need that one, that one. Oh, I can actually test the heat shield now, and that will count. Then I won't forget. Yeah, okay, we get points for that already. Alright, we're going to try to do not that one. We don't have that one. Don't have that one. So we're going to try to do these 3 missions. And those 2 we don't need until a while, so let's just try to get to that one. Activate navigation here. It's I don't know why I can't see it on the map. But I'm pretty sure it's to the north. So we're gonna go north. Yeah, there it is. May have turned over a little too early. It's okay. Hope it's okay. Kind of looks like we're turning over too fast. Might still be okay. We're headed in the right direction at least. Keep pulling up, pull up, pull up, pull up, up, up. Yeah, no, don't jettison heat shield. That would be terrible. We'll lose all our stages right now. Pretty sure all we have to do is get a crew report. Oh. Always forget. Surface prograde and orbital prograde are different. So let's see, how are we doing? I want to get higher up. are we, there's no way we're over it now. Am I going north enough? Kind of looks like I am not. Oh, I forgot some things. It's okay, we can get them on the way down. So it says burn time 20 seconds. That doesn't really matter, does it? We're not going anywhere in particular, except forward. There. I think we're going to get close enough to do the mission. I'm about 80% sure. Yeah, great. Take your crew report before it's too late. Great. Now we just have to use the parachutes at the right time. So we need to hit this one about 15,000 as long as we're below 280 meters per second. Then drop to at least 130 meters per second before 12,000 meters and hit that one. And I think that will do it. And I think we definitely want to drop that weight before we start to re-enter in earnest. All right, I can use Science Junior up here. Yes, lots of science. Great, that's just what I wanted. Can I do an EVA real quick and get my take data board again? Now I can get another crew report up here. Oh, that's not a value. Maybe a little bit lower it will be. I want to make sure we're pointing the right direction for the heat shield to do its job. That would be prograde. Yeah, I watched Scott Manley too, but not nearly as much as Matt Lown. Matt Lown definitely taught me more. Through no fault of his own. There goes our engine. See how much faster it's going than we are? It's because it's heavy. Good thing we've got this heat shield, isn't it? I know it looks like we're going really fast. That's because we're still way up here in the atmosphere. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. Are we going to blow our heat shield? I don't think so. I think it's doing its job. It's cooling down. Alright. We gotta get to 15,000 meters. And oh shit, we lost our other drogue chute. I swear. I swear. I don't have a drogue chute at all. What the heck? Let's see. Are we going slow enough? No, not even close. What was the contract for? 280 meters per second. We would not have finished the contract even though we wanted to. All right, let's try over again one time. I guess we forgot to save after we put the drogue chute on. Reloaded, and that was how I messed it up. So I got to think about this for a minute. How do we slow down faster? I guess we could just not burn as much fuel on the way up, save some for the way down, and then use it to slow us down. That seems like a winning strategy. That's what we're going to do. The only other thing I can think of is don't be having the Science Junior on the way down, because that's a heavy thing. That might actually be the better strategy. How about we do that? I bet that's what you're meant to do. We can always take, if we remember to do an EVA up there in, oh, you know what? EVA is new. I haven't done an EVA crew report in space yet. So we have to remember to do that too. For science. Yeah, so let's see here. So we've got a Science Junior. We've got a Separaton and a heat shield. We are going to keep this heat shield, but we're going to throw away, how does this work? I don't really know. I think the arrow points in the direction of the explosion. I don't know if I really want the explosion to go towards me, but I think that's probably okay. I'm gonna leave it the way it comes by default. I've never had a problem with these things, and I've never flipped it around. So if I'm supposed to flip it around, leave a comment, let me know. Tell me you're doing it wrong. Okay, so there's a few things here we have to make sure that the drogue chute is in a separate stage so we can do the staging. We've got this guy. We said we're going to save some fuel. Here, you know what? We're going to add, we don't have enough. We have to get more money, right? Before we can do anything else. So that's why we're trying to do all these missions. All right, but there's one more thing. If there's any other part I can drop. I don't know if I need these fins on top. I kind of think I do. I'm pretty sure I'm close enough when I'm hanging off of the command pod to the Science Junior to take the science out of the Science Junior. Alright, so here's the mission plan. We're going to test the heat shield on the ground before we go up, because that is totally free. Wow, it's really wobbly. Alright, we got our test completed. We're going to fly up We're going to get ourselves up, pointed north. How come we're so... It looks like we're not on the landing pad correctly. I feel like that's going to be a problem. I'm just going to go with it because I don't really want to reload the game again. I've done that enough times. I feel like a cheater already. Alright, so, alright, mission plan. We have to get up and pointed in the right direction. That means we need a waypoint. We know it's north. We're going to start tipping over north. We're going to get up to suborbital above the atmosphere. We're going to do a little EVA. We're going to do science before we get that far in the upper atmosphere. There's no science to be gained here. Not any really reasonable amount of science. Okay, we're going to get started first. We want to start pointing in the right direction, but not too far, too fast. We're going up mostly. We have to go up. SAS. Oh no, I should have just pointed straight up. Start over. Revert to launch. Hopefully we don't get that wobble again this time. Yeah, that looks much better. See? Yeah, this is going to be much better. Alright, I think we just have to go straight up until we get to about 100 meters per second first. And we need that waypoint. Come on, waypoint. Oh, why can't... Okay. Good. Alright, we can start to tip over towards the north. Make sure we get our orbital calculator going. We don't really need SAS as long as we're going up. That's really the first order of business, is to go up. It's going up. Have to get our apoapsis up high enough. Not currently up high enough. That's okay. We got lots of fuel left. Yeah, see, the orbit naturally wants to carry us east, and that's just because of the rotation of the planet. So, the more up we get, the more we can start to point ourselves in the direction that we want to go. And our apoapsis is still just not high enough. But it won't take much to get it there. Okay, great. I feel like we are high enough to do science now. Kerbin's upper atmosphere, perfect. Okay, before we forget anything. Oh, we already forgot to test the heat shield. That's okay, we'll bring it with us when we land. We have to do a little EVA. We're not going to be up here for very long, so let's get ourselves ready to do it as quickly as possible. I think we can do here. Board. We can do another one here. One above. Here we go. board. And we've got to make sure we get the science from the Science Junior, because we are not going to see it again. We can do another crew report up here. Not worth anything. Don't save it. All right, and oh, we're at apoapsis, so let's burn quickly. Before it's too late. Make sure we get where we're going. I don't think we need to save any fuel because we're going to ditch the Science Junior. So let's just... Oops. 5. There. For science! Can we get extra science here? Are we in a new... I know you get... Oh. I have to do a crew report here. Crew report before it's too late. Okay. Almost forgot. Wow. Space case, literally. Yeah, we get I forgot we get different science points for different biomes. That's great. I'm going to do one more EVA in case we want to do another crew report. And now I'm going to dump the Science Junior because I know I don't need it. And I'm going to point myself in the correct direction. Turn SAS on, and I'm going to make sure to hit the drogue chute at the right time. Which is 15,000 meters. We should be slowing down by then, hopefully, since we're smaller, less mass. Need that anymore. Have to be conscious of where we are. We're above the mountains, so you know they stick out of the ground a little bit. Kerbin flying 15,000 meters. 280. I'm just going to watch and wait for these 2 green check marks, and then I'm going to throw the button. I'm sure that we're going to slow down enough. Please slow down enough. Please slow down enough. Please slow down enough. Please, 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 please. Oh, man. It's not enough. Is it even going to slow us down? I don't know. How are these things supposed to work? So I guess we actually did need to save some fuel in order to slow down enough to do this test. Yeah, we need this a little, that's better, a little sooner if we don't want to crash into the ground. All right. Well, it looks as though we survived. As long as we remember to test the heat shield when we land, well, we did good. We got some science. I think we can do more science here. That's pretty good. I'm pretty sure it's okay to do an EVA while you are falling, as long as you're not falling too fast. We brought the parachute anyway, didn't we? I sure hope so. And it's getting dark. Feels like we should have brought a light. Don't have enough parts. Don't really have enough parts for that. Where's the sunset? I guess it's on that side, huh? We already missed it. It's dusk. Just be leaning back at this point. Relax. Nothing can go wrong. I know we can do an EVA report in the Highlands to get more science. So what do we think, folks? Kerbal Space Program stream, is it good? Should we do more like this? I think so. I love to bring you GitOps content, but I'm gonna do whatever is the most fun first, and then I'm going to do whatever pleases the crowd. And so far, there ain't been no crowd at my streams for the most part. I think I've had a few streams that went up to about 20 viewers. That might be the highest. I have to go back and look to see for sure. All right, don't forget to test the heat shield. How come I can't test the heat shield? It says test heat shield. There we go. I kind of think this is for a ground, like a plane, airplane, rather than a space vehicle. I don't know how, I mean, unless we slow down with leftover rocket fuel, I don't think that we're going to get to that. We'll do one more flight. We'll try to make those two things happen. We're going to go east this time, or I don't know, west maybe. West might be fun. A little more difficult. All right, I think we can, oh, yeah, we want to get the EVA science points here. EVA. What else can we get? Anything else? I don't think so. All right, we got 2 missions done. We got lots of science. Let's see what else we can do today. Yeah, lots of science. Most of the science was from this upper atmosphere material study. No XP gain. So we'll get science from doing this, and we will get some money. Get about 50,000 Kerbal bucks. Let's see, is there any other mission we can do on the way? Oh, maybe one of these. These are typically, oh, that's very difficult. This one might not be so difficult. This one says you need three separate flights to do this one. But the pay is good. And there's big advance. I always look for what missions are going to expire soon. And that one is going to expire sooner. How about this? Ferry a VIP. I'm never sure whether to take these because I don't know where the destination is, and I don't really want to, like, I don't know how I'm gonna land someone somewhere. That seems tricky to me. Does she just have to go suborbital? Go up and down? Well, that's not too tough. You get lots of prestige points. I don't know what these are. Reputation? Test Juno basic jet engine. Landed at Kerbin. Okay, we're going to take this one because it expires soon. And because I think it gives us a part that we don't already have. And we are going to leave this one because I want to preserve my optionality. I might do this for the prestige. I might take this one instead. Test ant. Liquid fuel engine landed. See, the thing is, I thought that you could test parts without actually activating them. The only way I've figured out how to do that so far is to empty the fuel out. But you might be able to test. You might be able to test an engine that uses fuel with the throttle all the way down, and then you can test it landed. I don't think we have enough part count to do any of these things yet. And we don't have enough money to upgrade the VAB for quite a while. So let's see, what can we do with our science that we got? We can get one of these things. There's the Juno. Alright, so we're not going to do that. Liquid fuselage, general construction. Another decoupler, structural fuselage, adapter, launch stability enhancer. Crew cabin. Crew cabin might be useful. Then I can carry more astronauts with me. It's only one part. We could probably make room for it. I'm not going to spend my science yet. I want to try to finish those 2 missions that we said we were going to do. Let's see, what were the 2 missions? All of these missions have far future deadlines once you accept them. Alright, so we're just going to try to do the same thing. We're going to point east instead of north. And we are going to try to reach the sun, but not too hard. We're going to turn back around here. So that's north. Is that north? I don't know. We're pointed, so north is right. So I guess that's north. And we want to go east, so we're going to have to turn 90 degrees this way. Don't need to test the heat shield anymore, but I do need a heat shield. I'm going to keep it. Am I going to get any value out of this science? I don't know. Here, this doesn't really look right. Doesn't really look right. Let's see. So we're going to go up. We're going to try to do an EVA over the water. Then we're going to try to slow ourselves down enough that we can do those 2 missions. Not the 2 we already did. We want to do this one and this one. We still have that drogue chute? Yeah, I sure hope so. Okay. Go east. Point ourselves ever so slightly east. And this is the easiest direction to go because of the gravity turn. Because gravity is naturally pulling us back down. And I think our center of mass is above the middle. I don't know if that's true. I think our center of mass needs to be down here. I think we need to be turning over now in order to get where we want to go, which is nowhere in particular. Oh, you see, our orbital already has us way down there, so we still have to go up. I don't know if that is the right direction. Kind of looks like. Just want to bring our apoapsis up a little bit. And let's see. Whoa, what's that? Shit. All right, well, that gives us plenty of breathing room here. So I think what we said we want to do here is just slow down, and I think that this is the way to slow down, is to point ourselves between that guy and this one. But we need to be on our way down for that to be effective, and that's going to bring this up here further. So we're gonna remove that. We're gonna try to add a maneuver. What the heck is that? What the heck is that? There. We want to be right about here. This is going to slow us way, way down. It's actually going to turn us around in the opposite direction, right? Just a little bit. Great. And now we can dump that guy. And now we should definitely be going the right speed when we want to test our drogue chute. Yeah, we're speeding up a little bit because we are coming down. We want to be pointed prograde again, so the heat shield is most effective. But any minute now we're going to start to hit the atmosphere and it's going to start slowing us down, at least slowing our acceleration down. I'm going to hit this speed before 15,000 meters. We're going to start slowing down, right guys? This atmosphere is going to slow us down. Any minute now. Slow us down. We need the thickness of the atmosphere. There we go. We're slowing down. What about our orbital speed? Also slowing down. Good. Are we slowing down fast enough? We are really slowing down fast. Is it going to be fast enough? Oh, I hope so. 280. Come on. No, not fast enough. Can we try this one more time? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to save that rocket fuel. Oh, my dog's here. Here's my doggy. We're going to save that rocket fuel until we hit the atmosphere, and then we're going to use it to slow down. I think that will be more effective. It is getting darker here. It is getting darker here. I need to adjust my green thing. There we go. Okay. Maybe turn on the light. That might be better. All right, let's try this one more time. Remember, what are we here to do? Not a whole heck of a lot. Just go east. Go east, slow down. Why don't we go west? Why don't we try going west? Doesn't really matter where we go. Is that going to work? I think it'll be easier to slow down going west. I think that's part of the idea, is that the atmosphere, the rotation of the globe, well, I don't really know how that works. It's not my department. We're going to turn into the west, though. It looks like the rocket naturally wants to go that way. I think it'll be easier to go this way. I'm trying to pull up as much as I can. The rocket wants to pull me down. I think I started turning too early. We're going west because hopefully we'll find a different biome. Alright, so we're going to try to land on the continent. Can we get a crew report up here? Is that worth anything? Science? Probably worth something. EVA report, are we too low? Hopefully not. Alright, so we're going to point ourselves prograde. We're going to try to stop our horizontal velocity a little bit here. I think that's pretty good. And we're just going to save a little bit. To slow us down as we start to re-enter the atmosphere. It does look like we're going to land on land. That's good news. That's what we wanted. Are we still going up? Yeah. Just going to try to slow our descent so we're not going so fast when we hit the atmosphere. I don't really want to use all of my fuel. I just want to not fail the task. Then I think it's going to be important to ditch as soon as we're done with our fuel here. Now I think we're good. We're going to hit the atmosphere real soon. We're not going way fast. We're actually slowing down already. Are we going to slow down fast enough? Hopefully. No, not fast enough. We actually need to bring more fuel with us or burn less fuel on the way down. Oh well, think we're about done. I've had enough anyway. I'm sure you all have. Don't forget to deploy the second chute. That's all I gotta say. Don't forget. Well, nothing blew up today except for the things that we're supposed to. I guess that's the same as any day on Sunkworks. It's only going to blow up if it's supposed to. I think what we could do to make this mission work, if we had one more part, we could make an extra drogue chute. So we have 2 stages of drogue chute. So we deploy one in the upper atmosphere that slows us down enough to deploy the other one for the points, for the job. And then we deploy our third one when we are slowed down even further enough. I think that's how you do it. Maybe that will be a task for next time. We're in the desert. Don't forget to take a crew report when you land, right? All right, let's see. How did we do? Lots of science? More than 10 science? That's a win if it's more than 10 science. We did spend some money. That's okay. Have to spend money to make money. We made more than 10 science. We recovered a minimum of parts. Let me see. I'm going to set up the staging at least. I don't think I want to do... well, I've got a little bit more time. What can we get rid of? You know what? We probably don't need all this fuel if we're going to do another drogue chute. I think that's how we're going to do it. We've got our single drogue chute. Second drogue chute. Should we try to go south this time? I think we already went south. Not on the stream. That's where Engineers Overlook was. Let's go northwest. Why not? Have we gotten everything we can out of the Science Junior? I don't know. You know what? I think with all of these extra chutes, we can actually think about bringing it back with us again. I think that will be to our benefit. Then we can do a science experiment somewhere else, right? Because we get different science points if we are in different biomes for almost everything, I think. Let's test that before we take off. Because I know we can reset the science as long as we don't want to keep the science. Whoa! So if we do a study here on a biome, yeah, we get... Let's go northwest, see what we find. Just gonna try to keep this thing pointed up until we get at least that much velocity. I kind of think we shouldn't have thrust limiters at this stage. I put them on because I thought a longer burn is better, because the higher you are in the atmosphere, the more effective your burn is. But I don't think that's really how it works. I think you want to get up as far as you can, as fast as you can. I think that's actually how it works. What's that? Island airfield. Are we going northwest yet? Kind of looks like we're still going east. Oh, we're going southwest. Okay. Not really what I wanted to do, but I guess that's what we're doing, huh? Does that mean we're going into the ocean again? Yeah, I guess it is. Where we're going, huh? Let's see. Ooh, this is super awkward. We have 994 meters per second left. So that will get us about there. Make sure we're as close to apoapsis as possible on our maneuver node. That's pretty good. Point ourselves in the right direction. Just about like that. And let's get a crew report in case it's any value, or an EVA. Oh, I obstructed my hatch. That's really bad. You don't want that on top of the hatch. I forgot to burn. Gotta burn. Doesn't really matter. We're not going anywhere in particular. Alright, we got rid of our dead weight. We're keeping the Science Junior for when we land in the ocean, so we can do a little oceanside experiment. I think that will get us points. And then we've got our 2 missions we want to make sure we try to do. So we're going to hit the drogue chute as soon as it will be effective. which I don't really know when that is. That's this one. Minimum pressure, set it way higher, and altitude, we want it to open early. Then the other one, we also want to set a pretty high minimum pressure. I don't know what, probably 60% is like here. We want to slow down, but we want to make sure we fire it at the right time too. So that's in this range. But we got to be going slow first. We need to be in the atmosphere for it to work at all. This one is not going to deploy until we're at least here, I think. Hopefully it's going to slow us down. Otherwise, I don't know how to do this mission. I think maybe these missions are intended for the runway. You should be flying suborbital, like as in the atmosphere. Alright, I think we can deploy one now. Well, it says it's unsafe to deploy. We did it anyway. I guess it stopped us, huh? How come it's not going, guys? What the hell? I don't think they're working. This is so hard, guys. Minimum pressure. You need a low minimum pressure, not a high one if you want it to deploy. All right. We're going to try one more time. And we're going to try to go northwest this time. Northwest. North by northwest. I think I haven't set up my fins correctly if this is so difficult. Maybe it's just difficult. Maybe I need better fins. Maybe I need a rocket with gimbal engine. This is the most basic engine. forgot to move that. Okay, we want to wait for this to say 9 seconds. Then we'll be right at the maneuver node. Burning that apoapsis is where you are most effective if you are trying to get to orbit. Great. We should get pretty close to the coast. What can we do here? Anything? No, nothing besides ditch. Alright, and now it's time to point ourselves. Retrograde? I feel like I've been saying prograde when I meant retrograde. I apologize. Also, I apologize for that. If the mic picked that up. I'm sure it did. Sorry. Sure nobody cares. Looks like we actually need 3 radial mount parachutes if we want these missions to all be completed. We're only going to get these 2. Alright, so this one, I'm going to make sure it's configured right. Right, okay, and then this one, just going to wait until it says it is safe. Then we're going to deploy it as soon as possible because we really want to slow down enough to get these missions. It says it's unsafe. Unsafe. We're not even going to wait until it says it's safe. We're going to wait until it says it's risky. I think that's the right time. Perfect. Perfect. Is it slowing us down enough? No. Damn, guys. Alright, we got some science. I'm ready to give up now. I think that's the thing. We're going too fast because we've got too much mass. We need to not have the science junior with us for this to work. Which means we'll have room for one more part. I don't know what part that'll be. I don't know, but I'm going to set this low because we're over the water and I don't want to wait too long to land, and the drogue chutes are going to slow us down enough, I'm sure. Enough already. this is really what Sunkworks is all about. We're going to try it over and over again. We really don't know what we're doing. Likely to fail more than once. It is slow, it is painful. You will like it. You will tune in again next time. You will like and subscribe. You will drop your name in the comments, or your profession, or your favorite ice cream flavor, or your dog's name, or something. You will interact. You will drive up the algorithm. You will hopefully be back next time when we do something equally exciting or even more exciting. Hey, I hear the doggy. We're gonna have the dog. Come here, Fiona. Come here. Hopefully we can get her on the camera. Come on. Come here. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Oh, give me a kiss. Give me kisses. Can't see the doggy. It's too low. Too low to the ground. What if I bring you up here? Come on. Come on. Say hi to the camera. Hello, it's the doggy. There she is. Good dog. Thank you. Favorite doggy. I don't know if the science in flight is worth as much as the science in a new biome landed on the water. But we're not going to find out today. We are going to do one thing though. We're going to move that second drogue chute because it is not in a good spot. Oh well, we got a lot more science. That's cool. We spent a little bit more money. That is not where you want your drogue chute. Maybe right there. And another one right there. I feel like we gotta go for some kind of symmetry. Just aim for as close to the top as we can get, without overlapping the other parachute. I feel like this is what's going to work here. And then it's not called science flight anymore because there's no science. We'll call this one basic flight 3. I think we don't have a basic flight 3 already. Yeah. Cool. Cool. All right, we need to think seriously about getting into orbit, though. I'm going to look at the part count. We have one part. How are we going to spend this one part to get us into orbit? I know. doesn't quite do it. What if we had another one? I feel like we're getting diminishing returns. Is that how this works? I think so. We probably need more in the first stage. More serious rocket boosters. You know what? That doesn't increase our part count if we do that. So why don't we try that here? Wait a minute here. Need some symmetry first. So how do we know if this rocket is going to fly? Well, like I said before, we want to see our center of mass is about in the middle. It should be lower than the middle. That looks lower than the middle to me. And we want to see that our center of lift is, center of thrust should be behind the center of mass. Center of lift, that is pretty far forward, but I think that's okay. I think that is okay. Let's see. So then you know what? It still says we're, oh. That is very close to in orbit. Why are we not close enough? We need more fuel up here. We don't have enough parts for that. What if we didn't have all these drogue chutes? Oh, I see why the center of lift is so high. I don't think it should be that high, but I don't know if that matters either. I think that's okay. I thought it was just supposed to be a little bit in front of the center of mass, but I think that's the rule for runway planes, horizontal flight. I think the center of lift can be as high as you want, as long as it is not behind the center of mass. I don't really know. This is really, really close. What do we need? Maybe a different engine. A different engine that's not so heavy. That is a bigger, heavier engine. Has less thrust. This one is a much smaller engine. I have a feeling like that's going to make a real impact. So the fins on this stage are less than useful at this point. So we're going to take them off. We should be already suborbital by then, so we don't need those. Might not need those at all. I have a feeling we need them. Probably about there. You know what? This is the small booster, isn't it? Yeah, there's no reason to have that there. What part is that? Put it up there. No. I think we could afford a couple of separators. One there. One there. I think we can put those together in the same stage. feel like we've only lost ground. Is it because our staging is wrong? This doesn't appear to contribute to the rocket at all. Why? So it has a negative thrust to weight. So if we put this up here, we don't need this anymore. Is that at all correct? I think those are cockeyed. Alright, we're at our part limit again. And we don't have what it takes to get to orbit. We need 3,500 meters per second. Which is our least effective stage. Thrust to weight ratio. This one is not very effective. Do we have bigger fuel tanks now? We do. Oh. That's how we get through this. Yes? Yes? No. Ah, but we have enough parts now to do... What is this? Another stage. With a more powerful engine. And another separator. Something's wrong with our staging if that didn't work. Or we are just carrying too much fuel. This, yeah, some of these stages don't do anything. How is it that this one does something but that one? Wait a minute. This stage works, but that one doesn't? Oh. How can this higher have less? What? What engine is that? Oh, there's no engine there. Wait, that's the engine there. Terrier. Alright, I have to test it out. I have to test it out. Oh god. That's horrible. Just a little bit less. That's not as bad. Let's give it a shot. Did we get that orbit mission yet? We actually might make it to orbit. I don't think so. Pretty sure that's not enough to get to orbit. We're just gonna try it. The Phantom of the Opera. Alright. Nose east. What I don't know is, does the thrust to weight, does all that stuff take into account how high in the atmosphere you would be? Because it kind of looks like we're going to orbit now. Shit. You know what? That's cool. That's really cool, but not what I expected. I don't think I have that mission yet. Did not accept the mission. Well, we're going to abort. But first I want to see us in orbit. We'll do this again next time. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure we need to be this way by now. What's our apoapsis? Yeah, we're going to orbit for sure. We need to be nose down by now. Holy... I thought I guess you need a extension for that. You need one of the extensions does that. Let's see. We want our apoapsis on the other side. periapsis. Yeah, that's orbit right there. We're going to orbit. We are going to orbit, and we're coming back. We are gonna abort because I want to get the mission for it. I don't want to miss the mission points. Unless we can go back and accept it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I... Shoot. Yeah, we're going to abort. I want the mission. But we are going to see what orbit looks like. Even if we abort, so we can collect the mission. That's still a better end of the stream than not going to orbit when we said we were going to orbit. We might even go to the Mun. I don't know. Do we have enough fuel for that? I think we might. How do we get to the Mun? What's that one? That's Minmus, right? The Mun has a... No, the Mun is right there. Are we in the right position to do this? How do I get there? I know I want to do my thing at periapsis, ideally. Because that will give me the most bang for my buck. We have to go a little bit past it to get to the Mun. I don't think we have the fuel for that. We're close though. Oh, there's our Mun encounter. Yeah, we've got enough fuel for that. Well, we're not doing that today. But we did make it to orbit. Even if we're absolutely not going to keep this flight. I'm pleased. I am pleased. Morbo is pleased. Floating head is pleased. Show me what you got. Alright, that's it. See you next time. This is Sunkworks.